And welcome back. It's been, well, I was going to say an interesting time, but frankly, it hasn't been very interesting at all. I've spent a good deal of time exploring the abandoned mine shaft and recovering wood resources out of it and so on. And frankly, it has been rather dreary, boring, slow process. The only excitement is that I found a couple of skeleton spawners in reasonably close proximity to each other, although not close enough for them to both be active at the same time. So what I'm going to end up doing is destroying one of them and building a trap around the second one, and that way there will be an arrow factory in this area and an infinite bone supply and so on. And also, I've spent a good deal amount of time, after having cooked up an enormous amount of clean stone, I've taken that clean stone and I've made it into stone bricks. And, oops, yeah, and then I make the stone bricks into stone brick stairs. You see, I've learned something about the stone brick stairs. This is something that is a feature in 1.8.1 that, as I understand it, it has been removed after 1.8.1. So, obviously, if I want to take advantage of this, I need to do it now. And so, I will demonstrate this little feature here. You take your stone brick stairs, and you see there's a thing about them in 1.8.1 where if you, depending on how you face them, you get different blocks back when you break them down. And if you face them, let's see, that way is the sunset, so that's west. If you stand here and place them to the north of you, like so, then when you break them down, you get mossy stone brick. And as I said, this has been changed in one of the 1.9 releases. And so I've taken the opportunity to cook up a lot of smooth stone, make a lot of stone brick stairs, and position them like this and break them back down to obtain about half a double chest of mossy stone brick, because I want to use that in construction later on. And while I know you can get it from strongholds and such, that's great, but I can easily see where I am going to want more of it than, let's see, which kind is this? Oh, that's the regular kind. Alright, I'll just put that away. I only have 4 of them. And anyway, so I'm going to convert the last of these stone brick steps into mossy stone brick. And then I believe that will be about pretty much the last of the preparations that I want to do before moving to 1.9 pre-release 4. I had originally intended to wait until the official release of 1.9. However, that is not going to happen until Minecon, which is about 32 days from now. And frankly, that's too long to wait, because I have been very hesitant to explore any new territory, to create any new chunks, because I wanted those new chunks to have whatever 1.9 had to offer. So now that 1.9 pre-release 4 is actually somewhat a little bit stable, then I figure it's time to finally move over. The bug where snowfall was destroying track and tree saplings and planted crops and such like that has apparently been fixed, at least according to what I've seen in loading up a backup copy of this world in 1.9 pre-release 2. The biome changes are still in effect, of course, and when loading this world in 1.9 pre-release 4, this swamp area will very quickly freeze, and the next precipitation will be snow, because this is now a snow biome. And that will be interesting to watch. But of course there is also the new things in the nether, which are not available for 1.8. And the potions and the enchantments and all of that good stuff, which may or may not be good stuff, but it's worth checking out at least, and so on. So in order to do that, it's time to quit hesitating and finally pull the trigger on 1.9 pre-release 4. I'll learn to talk one of these days. So, once I get these stairs all taken care of, I'm going to stop Minecraft, make a full backup of everything, find a piece of clean stone to fix the wall that I just broke. Oy. And then, after making the backup, I will put 1.9 pre-release 4 into position, and we'll move on to that. And so I'll catch you in just a little bit. I'll see you in 1.9 pre-release 4. And here we are loading 1.9 pre-release 4. And the world begins to load. We see experience levels on the experience bar now. The grass has changed color, and as you will note, the water is already freezing at a very quick rate. There is a lot changing. The swamp is freezing. Now, the swamp freezing and becoming a snow biome I don't have a problem with. I am at least a little bit miffed at the fact that the mansion I was building in a snow biome, because I wanted it in a snow area, is, I believe now, in a swamp. And so, when I resume construction on the mansion, one of the things I will be doing is crafting a whole bunch of snowmen and turning them loose in the area. Because when snowmen move, they leave a trail of snow. And now, let's see. I was thinking about setting up animal breeding and farming in this area, and I probably will at some point, but I don't think I need to bother with doing it right now. Instead, I think it's time to head for new terrain generated with 1.9 generation code and see what we can find. And since I don't particularly care to, at this point anyway, make a giant long track to the new destination, I'm simply going to build a portal and get there through the nether. Okay, I just need a good place to put the portal, and it just so happens I have an unused room down here. that can be promoted to portal room. And so I'm going to place it facing this way. Let's see. Let's cut out some of the floor here. And I'm going to set the portal facing this way, because when I go through it in the nether, when I arrive in the nether, I want to still be facing this direction, and that's the direction I'm going to go in the nether for, say, 500 nether blocks or so, and then build a new portal there to come back to 1.9 generated territory in this world. Of course, I will have to do a little bit more work. For one thing, I need to make a flint and steel to light that thing with. And I also need to harvest up some more obsidian for building a new portal nether side. And so I'm going to drop down into the mine where I have a spot that I can mine some obsidian, and I will come up with the necessary materials, and I'll meet you back up at the portal room. And I'm back. I've had time to mine up the obsidian I need and craft the flint and steel, a couple of them. It also occurred to me that it would be a good idea to take advantage of this new thing in 1.9 that allows you to repair an item. You take 2 damaged items, say for example a couple of iron helmets, put them in the crafting area, and you get one back that is in better condition than the originals. And I've been saving a bunch of these things for this feature in particular, and I'm glad to be able to use it and clear out some of the storage space that I've been clogging up with stuff. I've got a bunch of diamond picks, for example, that are almost shot. I put them in here, 2 of them that are almost shot, and I get one with about half of its uses still available. And so that's a good thing. And in experimenting around a little bit on a test world, I found something else too, that even though you've repaired something, you can repair it again. For example, these 2 picks have been repaired. They're the results of a repair job, but neither one of them is more than about half restored. So I'm going to put both of those in there. They're less than maximum use. Put both of those in there, and I get a brand new pick out of it. Now, these are in pretty decent shape, so I'm going to leave them. And that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and carry the spare armor and the spare shovel, 1 spare pick. These other 2 I'm just going to store in here. And let's see, I need to run upstairs and get a chest or 2, because I very much believe in keeping an extra flint and steel. Let's bring some wood too. Okay, alright, we're doing okay on cooked chicken. In fact, it's probably time to eat. Well, no, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to start out full. And I believe that's about everything we're going to need for right now. There is, of course, always coming back for more. Now let's get down there and get this portal going. Wait a minute. I do want to make sure that I've got plenty of cobblestone, because with the new additions to the nether, it has become somewhat more hazardous than it used to be. At least that's what I've heard. Alright, let's light the portal up. Put this away, have the cobblestone ready. Got chests for storing spare Might stay on there. So let's head through. Gotta duck out of sight here. Okay, what would I picked up here? Some cooked pork chops. I thought that zombie pigmen didn't cook pork chop anymore. Alright, let's get out of sight here just a little bit. We need a shelter fast. We need to stop burning. Okay, this is going to be a challenge because it's going to be necessary to get back to that portal and build a shelter around it. And I got a feeling I'm going to be sheltering my way towards it. This way I've got a little something to duck behind. As I work my way back over to the portal to build a shelter around it and then relight the thing. Okay, this is a pretty open area from the looks of it. Stay behind this wall of cobblestone here until I get to the portal and start building a wall. I'd say it's a good thing I brought all this cobble. Red mushrooms, good. I realized that stackable food kind of makes mushroom stew not as appealing as it used to be because they don't stack, but still, it's a good thing to have around. Get around the other side of this wall real quick to take care of that. All right. Okay. We seem to be shielded from the worst of it now. Okay, that was just a zombie pigman. I could have sworn I saw an Enderman. Endermen in the nether would be interesting. Not necessarily good, but interesting. Excuse me, pig dude. You're in the way. Okay. Alright, I'm going to get up here a little bit and go just a little higher on this wall and put a ceiling in this thing. Because I know our friendly neighborhood ghasts will sooner or later do a flyby. And it would be nice if there wasn't anything to attract their attention unless we were actually looking for it. And I say that because I understand that ghast hunting has become something of a sport. Not something that really appeals to me all that much, but I can see where it could be entertaining at times. As for me, my biggest curiosity about the ghasts is exactly who is this burger chef they're always moaning about. Alright, let's get a chest put down here. Spare flint and steel goes in there. I'm going to go ahead and set the workbench up. Just in case it's needed. And now let's get the portal lit back up. We'll carry that one with us. Alright. Now since... Well, wait a minute. Go ahead and finish the ceiling I started. At least over here, in this area. I'm going to want to make this into a proper, fully enclosed nether base sometime fairly soon, but for right now, being out of sight of the ghast is enough. Alright, let's get a couple of torches up here. Put the doggone fire out. It's good natural lighting, I realize, but it is also a hazard to walk into. Now, because I've lost my bearings in all of this farting around, I'm going to go back through the portal and come back again facing the direction I want to be going. Oh boy, that thing is loud. Okay. Going to want to be traveling this direction, so we'll go through. Step to one side, and that's the direction we're going. Mark down the torch. And then step away from this noisy beast. Let's have a quick look around here. As a matter of fact, because in the nether here, I am going to turn the brightness up to about 35%. So I can actually see Alright, that's better. Great bunch of mushrooms. Glowstone over there. Lava as usual. And apparently the biggest open to the sky, or nether sky, or whatever, nether ceiling area is over that way. This all appears, at least, to be covered in ceiling. So, we're going that way. I think a 2-block high wall. No, let's make it 3. Just to allow safe passage to what is obviously going to become a tunnel. And it will have the added benefit of reducing the pigman population. Not that they're a hazard, but they are an annoyance. Although, honestly, if they still drop cooked pork chops, then it might be a good idea to take advantage of that while it still works. Okay, boys, where'd you go? If I recall correctly, all I need to do is attack one of them, and the rest will follow. Now I head over to the doorway and let them come to me, one at a time. Okay, that didn't work out to one at a time, did it? And they also didn't drop anything. Oh well. Okay. Get some cobble at the ready. Oh, I got a gold nugget. Alright, that works. Now, let's head this way and see what we can find. And yes, I'm going to continue dropping torches every 4 blocks, just simply so that I can have a measure of how far I've gone. And now for the boring part, tunneling through the nether for a long distance. And I'll catch up with you when I've gotten somewhere. Alright, I have now come a total of 64 torches, placing one every 4 blocks. Which means that I have gone 256 blocks from where I started. 64 times 4 is 256. Now, in terms of how that relates to overworld distances, distance in the nether is... Hello. Okay, being shot at. Can't see where it's coming from. Apparently off that way somewhere. So let's extend our wall on that side. But anyway, as I was saying before I got so rudely interrupted, distance in the nether is 1 block in the nether is equal to 8 blocks in the overworld. Having come 256 blocks in the nether, this means the equivalent distance in the overworld is 2,048 blocks. I think that's a pretty good distance to go for looking for new area. So what I'm going to do now is secure this place so that I can be here without being blown to pieces, and get a new portal built here. Let's see what we find. We go back out to the other side. First, I do need to enclose this little corridor, because while they have not killed me, and frankly I'd probably move fast enough to avoid that, it's a royal pain to say the least. I also along the way realized that netherrack, while it breaks easily, I remembered how much of a pain it is on picks. It goes through picks fast. And so I went back and made up some stone picks to use on this instead of wasting my diamond pick on it. Okay. Widen out the enclosed area a little bit. No need for it to be claustrophobic. Alright, just bring this side to here. I'll just bring it across. And that should give us plenty of room to build a new portal. Okay. I'm just going to level this area out here. Pave it in cobblestone. Alright. Hello. Bursts of lag. I am going to be so glad when Optifine is updated for 1.9. The unfortunate side of that is that that's probably not going to be until the official release at Minecon, which is a month away. I'm just going to go ahead and set the ceiling level here. And then we can get the portal built without having to be concerned about being bombed. Alright. very pretty, but then I wouldn't expect anything in the nether to be pretty. It's not even either. And it may not be necessary, but I want it to be even. At least a little bit. Alright, now we have a place to put the portal. And I need to run back to where I started here and pick up the obsidian that I forgot to take with me. Oh, by the way, along the way in the tunnel, a natural, really good, easy glowstone to find. Even if it's not a very big one. Not very big, but very easy. And as a matter of fact, I believe there's another one over here. Yes, there is. Well, not here, but down this way. Long tunnel. Although not as long as some I've seen. I figured 2,000 blocks in the overworld from where the former swamp base, now snow swamp, was plenty far enough, because I hadn't really had time to explore very much of that area yet. Ah, yes, here it is. Another natural, easy glowstone, which I'm not going to mess with harvesting right now. I'll just leave that open for a reminder. Okay, there's the obsidian. And I think that ought to be just about it. Let's go head out there and see what we find on the other side of this new portal. Alright, let's get down to business. Okay, a little bit of surgery in the ceiling here. And yes, I know that you don't need the corner pieces for a portal to work, but I prefer to use them anyway. And since I had enough obsidian to do it with, I saw no reason not to use it. Okay. Portal is ready. Let's light this thing up and see what we find. Okay, the anticipation builds as the terrain does. Okay. Well, we have been placed in a cave. Let's have a look around. Oh, That's sweet. 5 steps out of the portal and there's diamond. That's pretty good. It also tells you how low we are. At or below level 16. Let's see, what do we have over here? Let's have a little bit of non-lava lighting here too. Okay, lava that way. More lava this way. Well, we didn't get exactly dropped off in the safest neighborhood, did we? Oh boy, lag is going to be genuinely a pain. More lava over there. Coal, that's good. Yeah, let's see. However great as some of the features of this area is, it is kind of limited in scope, wouldn't you say? So I think the first thing to do is start the staircase dig going up so that we can find the surface and get a look around there. Back to the diamond pick. Alright, I'm just going to do a 2-block wide staircase going up. I'm going to go ahead and dig this thing, and I'll check in when I either get to the surface or find something interesting. Okay, I've just broken through to the surface, and water comes pouring out. So, I'm going to make a little bit of room here, try to contain the waterfall. No. I don't want to go floating down the stairs. It might be a nice, fast, easy way to get down there. Uh-oh. I killed the light, didn't I? There. Alright. That wasn't what I had in mind, but it worked for the time being. Alright, now the water's going down there, nice and controlled like, and I am free to use it like an elevator to get to the surface and have a look around. I'm going to also want to place some dirt, or well, cobble or something to mark my position so that I can find this again. Okay, found my position, and things don't look so great. Because as far as I can see, it's nothing but water. I appear to have tunneled my way into the bottom of an ocean. Now I'm going to turn the render distance up a little bit so that I can have a better look around. Maybe there's something just out of reach of where I can see. Who knows? And there's the moon rising. And oh yes, the sunset. We now have a round sun and a round moon. And as welcome as that might be for the case of realism or anything like that, and I will get used to it, but it seems wrong. Not only does the moon round, it also has phases now. And yes, we'd definitely be in an ocean. Let's see. No, I didn't bring a compass with me, did I? Well, that won't be too big of a problem to go back and get one. Because my thought now is, after going back down below and maybe securing a better way up than almost drowning, is going to be to get down there, go back and pick up a compass, and then come back up here with a boat, follow that compass towards spawn, and sooner or later we should encounter some land that should still be in the new generated area. So, let's see. I can't see a bloody thing down there. So, I'll tell you what, I'm going to catch up with you in a little bit. I'm going to wait for sunrise to do this so I can see what I'm doing.